Hello. All right. Finished my long run. Today is Sunday. It's what is it? May 10th. So today begins MicroCycle 19. My training plan is broken into 26 weeks. A marathon would have been on the 26th week. And each week is called a MicroCycle, where you have a stamina day, a speed day, an endurance day, and then some number of recovery days that change based on where we are in the training program. So today was endurance day, MicroCycle 19, so it's week 19 out of a 26-week plan. And just finished. I ran 10.1 miles, rounded to the nearest 10.1 miles. It was pretty rough. I'm dealing with a lower right leg soleus injury. Don't know how I got it. It seems to be an overuse thing that it's been coming and going for the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's right. You can see right in this area here. It gets really tight, and it almost feels like blood stops flowing in that area. It's kind of hard to describe, but it just kind of knots up, and it happens right at the beginning of a run. So today it didn't happen entirely. I was able to keep moving. And so I got through it, 10.1 miles. And a few things that I thought about today to talk about. One was that it was a very slow run, and it was up there in probably the top 10 slowest endurance runs I've done in a long time. And it's discouraging to go out and you're 19 weeks into a training program and have a very slow run. But you can look at the stats in a lot of different ways when you're training. You can look at it and say, I ran barely 10 miles. 10 miles is my minimum for an endurance run. So I just barely got to the minimum distance. My pace was 8:06 per mile. My minimum for an easy run is somewhere around 8 minutes. So I'm hitting the minimum there. I'm hitting the minimum distance. And I'm 19 weeks in. Shouldn't I be faster? Shouldn't I be running further? It's what you need to do is look at your training plan. My training plan says Sunday, May 10th, easy long run. What does easy mean? Around 8 minutes per mile. What does long run mean? Longer than 10 miles. I did both of those, shut up, and move on to the next day. So that's what I'm going to do. The second one is my leg injury is been annoying. I took almost a whole week off recently just to see if it would get better, and it didn't. So yesterday and the day before I couldn't even run 2 or 3 miles. I made it 10 miles today, so that's positive. But when you're running through an injury, I'm reminded of when I first started running cross country a long time ago. I got a leg injury, and my very first collegiate cross country race, I literally limped through the whole race, and I had a horrible time. I was the slowest person on the team. But by the end of the cross country season, and the cross country season is only 2 months long, September, October, beginning of November, so 2.5 months. By the end of the season, I made varsity. I was one of the top 8 runners on the team. And so you can go from having the absolute worst race of your life to doing something great in a very short period of time, and running can turn around for you like that. So you can't focus on one day or 1 week or even 1 month of training and say that that's how the rest of your training is going to go. It's just, the body's an amazing thing, and it's amazing what it can push through, and it's amazing how it can change in a short time. It's amazing how resilient it is. So you have to remember that and stop focusing on the days that don't go your way. So that's the main things. The third thing I wanted to mention is look at these shoes. See those things? Now I work for NASA, and I checked. You can see these from space, and that is above all, above injury prevention, above eating right, training plans. The most important thing is always the shoes. So, doesn't matter how expensive they are, and we'll talk about that in another episode, but go out, get some spray paint, make them as bright as possible, put stickers on them. The brighter they are, the faster they are, and the faster they are, the faster you are. So, all about the shoes. See you next time.